when the Johnson family moved into their new home in a quiet, suburban neighborhood in Texas, everything felt like a dream come true. The streets were lined with tall oak trees, kids were riding their bikes, and the houses looked picture-perfect. Sarah Johnson loved how peaceful it felt, and her husband Mark was excited about finally owning a backyard, big enough for weekend barbecues. Their two kids, Ethan and Lily, couldn't wait to make new friends. What the Johnsons didn't fully realize, though, was that they had just entered a neighborhood ruled by the HOA, Homeowners Association. Only 3 days after moving in, Mark found a crisp white envelope in the mailbox. He thought it might be a welcome letter. Instead, it was a notice. Please remove your trash can from the curb immediately. HOA regulations allow no more than 15 minutes after pickup. Mark laughed and said, 15 minutes? Are they timing us with a stopwatch? Ethan and Lily giggled and turned it into a game, dragging the trash can in and out of the driveway while pretending to be chased by the HOA police. The next week, another notice arrived. This time it said the Johnsons' grass was 1 inch too tall. Determined to handle it himself, Mark borrowed a lawnmower from his neighbor, David. But Mark had never actually mowed a lawn before. As soon as he pulled the starter cord, the mower lurched forward like a wild bull. Mark ran across the yard trying to control it, while Lily shouted, "Run, Dad, run!" And Ethan fell to the ground laughing. Even David, standing on his porch, shouted, "Looks like you're clearing a runway, not a lawn." By October, the Johnsons were ready for their first Halloween in the new house. Sarah went all out with decorations, pumpkins, cobwebs, orange lights, and one giant inflatable ghost that towered over the yard. It looked amazing. But of course, another HOA letter came the next morning. Your inflatable ghost exceeds the approved height limit. Please downsize. Mark rolled his eyes and joked, what do they want us to do? Put the ghost on a diet? Instead of giving up, Sarah filled the lawn with dozens of smaller ghosts. Soon, their house became the most popular stop for trick-or-treaters in the neighborhood, and kids lined up just to see the ghost army. Even the HOA president, Mrs. Thompson, couldn't help but smile when she walked by. In the spring, the HOA organized a community barbecue night. Mark saw it as his chance to finally shine with his grilling skills. He set up his brand-new grill in the park area, but when he lit it, the flames shot up higher than expected, sending smoke everywhere. Neighbors thought something was on fire, and someone even called the fire department. Within minutes, a fire truck arrived with sirens blaring. Ethan and Lily clapped their hands like it was a parade, shouting, "Best barbecue ever!" The HOA board looked embarrassed. But after the smoke cleared, everyone laughed, ate together, and the event turned into one of the most memorable community nights. As the months went on, the Johnsons collected a pile of HOA notices, one for leaving their holiday, lights up too long after Christmas, another for painting their front door a shade too bright, and even one for letting Ethan's basketball hoop sit by the driveway. Frustrated but curious, Mark decided to attend his first HOA board meeting. The meeting was held in the local elementary school cafeteria. The room was packed with neighbors, some angry, some tired, and some just amused by the whole thing. At the front sat the HOA board, looking like a panel of judges. People took turns voicing complaints. One man argued about fines for mailboxes, another woman about rules for garden flowers. Finally, Mark stood up. Instead of arguing angrily, he spoke with humor. Look, we all want a safe and beautiful neighborhood, but sometimes these rules are stricter than my old high school principal. If my inflatable ghost scares kids into smiling, that should count as community spirit, right? The room erupted in laughter, and for the first time the tension lifted. Over the next few months, something surprising happened. Neighbors began working together to suggest changes. The board introduced a system where families would get friendly reminders before fines. Basketball hoops were allowed as long as they were kept neat. Seasonal decorations could stay up a little longer. The rules were still there, but they weren't suffocating anymore. In the end, the Johnson family realized that living under an HOA wasn't just about following rules. It was about finding balance. They learned that laughter, community spirit, and a little bit of courage could change even the strictest neighborhood. The HOA wasn't an enemy. It was just a system that needed a human touch. And thanks to their fun, their mistakes, and their persistence, the Johnsons helped make their community a place where rules and joy could live side by side.